So this is in response to you guys wanting the recipe for the dairy-free, gut-boosting, crash-free, sugar-free, super creamy vanilla latte that I made the other day. And so here it is. Okay, so first things first, I like my coffee or tea or whatever you want to call it, like really concentrated. So what I did was, usually what I do is I do a cold brew. Now this one isn't cold brew. I made it just for this video so you guys can see it. But this one is, just regular hot brew in a French press. But up here, this is about how much of a coffee tea mixture that I put in there. It's basically just coarse ground, dark roast, because that's just what I like. And then the other half of it is yerba mate. So I just kind of put it all in there, and then I put water in there, just kind of filled it all the way up. And for me, I don't need a lot of this per day. Like if I make this thing will last me maybe a week. So I'm making this for you guys, or whoever wants them, just, whatever. Anyway though, so you got this going, right? If you're gonna do a cold brew, by the way, super easy to do. You do the same thing as this, except instead of hot water, you just put cold water in there, and then you leave it in the fridge or whatever, like on the counter, but I leave it in the fridge for somewhere between 18 to 28 to 24 hours. And then after that, then you do the same thing as like a regular French press, right? You just take it and then you smush it. Woo, like this is the fun part. Yay! I like this. All right, so then you get all your coffee tea, okay? And the reason why I use coffee and a tea mixture is because there's two different types of caffeine in the coffee and the tea. And so with the coffee caffeine, it's one of those like fast responding, fast acting kind of things where you kind of go really fast. That's why you get that like awakening feeling, like, whoa, everything's super cool. And for me, if I have too much of it, I get the jitters, and then I'll crash hard. So I found out that I can't have too much coffee, especially all at one dose. So if I do have just regular, just coffee without any tea in it, I just have like a little bit and I sip it. So like one little coffee will last me 2 days. And then I stop drinking coffee or any kind of caffeine around 11 o'clock p.m. 11 a.m., not p.m., a.m. And that's only if I need coffee or if I want coffee, but I make sure that I don't drink it past 11 because the caffeine does actually last in your system for 12 hours. Okay, I know they say, oh yeah, 4 hours and then you're good. No, 12 hours, it's still in your system. So if you have sleep issues at night, trying to get to sleep, stop your caffeine intake like 12 hours before you want to go to bed, right? So I'll try to keep it to around like 10 o'clock because I like to go to bed around 10 o'clock, but worst case scenario, I'll do it till like 11, right? Anyway though, so enough talky. So I'm gonna put this in a couple glasses to show you guys what I do, and I don't have any giant glasses or bowls, so I'm just gonna put them in 2 different cups for you guys to see. So I'm just gonna pour that in there. And again, this works on, it works with the cold brew or the hot brew too. All right, oh, this worked out super well. So I've got like half and half-ish. Cool, that works. Sweet. All right, so that goes there, and then this is, for me, it's going in the compost. Okay, so now we've got some coffee tea. Okay, so it looks like Guinness almost because I like it super concentrated. It's interesting because these are like beer cups, and I don't drink. They just go for water, and I guess now for demonstration purposes. So we got these 2 things of coffee tea, okay, and in Asia it's called the yuan yang, or like a yin yang, so it's got like the black and the white. So it's like a half coffee, half tea drink that you can actually order in Asia. They'll usually put milk in it and make it kind of like a milk tea, put some sugar in it or whatever, a lot of sugar. But we're not gonna do that. We're gonna not put any dairy in there, and instead for the cream, we're gonna put some MCT powder, okay? And it's important that you use it in the powder form, not the liquid form, because the liquid won't emulsify enough with the liquid so that it'll separate later on too. So you end up with like this layer of oily stuff if you don't get the proportions quite right and the temperature and all that stuff. So I like to stick with the powder. And if you do get the powder, make sure that you get like just MCT oil powder. There's nothing extra like crappy stuff added to it. Okay, so this one, yeah, great. Got it off of Amazon. For another thing I like to do is I like to add collagen. Okay, so I actually switched over from the Great Lakes collagen to this. It's called Flyby Naturals because Great Lakes is great. It's awesome. It's wonderful. It's on my gut protocol, so you guys can see that there. But the reason why I switched to the Flyby is because, if you guys can see, it has the type 2 collagen. So it's got more types of collagen in there, but specifically it's got the type 2 collagen in there. And what I've been doing, if you've been following me for the last year and a half, is I've been really, really diligent on my knee because my knee was completely destroyed. I didn't find that out until a year and a half, almost 2 years ago now. So I've been being really diligent on my knee. And yeah, so the type 2 collagen helps repair the cartilage and those kind of soft tissues in the body. So especially like the cartilage and like meniscus and things like that. So like my meniscus was completely shot, like the whole damn thing, right? It was not good. And all the ligaments and all that kind of thing. So type 2 is what I'm looking for, and I like to supplement with this one. Yeah, I get this on Amazon, same thing. And yeah, it actually dissolves a lot better than the Great Lakes stuff too. So I'm probably gonna just switch to this forever until I find something else better. But like for now, I like this one, it's Flyby stuff. Okay, so what you wanna do, so I've got this half and half, right? We're gonna do, oh, sorry, you also need vanilla, right? Vanilla, this is organic vanilla extract. I can't really see it because of the light, but organic vanilla extract. And these are basically the only ingredients that you need for the vanilla latte, all right? So what we're gonna do is, because this is about half and half, we're gonna make this like super creamy, right? So we're gonna take 4 scoops of this guy. So that's 1, 2, and put in each half. 3, and I always have to count out loud because I lose count. 4, there we go. And we'll do that on this side here too. There's 1. There's 2, there's 3, and 4. Okay, it's gonna be super, super creamy, guys. All right, next is the collagen. Collagen, also same thing. There's 4 scoops of that. There's 1, 2, making a mess. 3, and 4. And of course you can adjust it to like if you want it less creamy, right? But I mean, I used to put ice cream in this, so this is good too. That's 2, right? I think that's 2. 3 and 4. And here's one thing that to keep in mind is that people will react differently to the MCT oil concentration in their coffee or in their diet. And so if you're one of those people who can't have a lot of the MCT oil because you haven't built up that tolerance yet, you might want to, and you drink more coffee than I do, right? Think about dosage. You'll want to put less of this stuff in there, just depending on how much that you need or want in there, right? So as I mentioned before, this will last me about a week. So I'm basically just having 1 scoop per serving, okay? Yeah, like maybe 1, maybe 2 at the most, right? So this one, oh, and then you can just put like a splash, I don't measure ever, right? A splash of the vanilla. Whoop, that was a little much. Let's try again, there you go. So this is a splash. All right, and then you take your handy dandy milk frother thing or whatever it is, and then you stick it in there, and then you just start to whip it up. And then make sure you don't get the powder everywhere, right? This is basically it. And so what I'll do is, because this thing will last me a week, I put it into like empty kombucha bottles, like those 16 the 16-ounce kombucha bottles, and I just kind of keep it in the fridge, and I just have a cold latte in the mornings. And yeah, it'll last me a while. Now this has no added sugar in it, but it does have a hint of sweetness to it. If you want to add more sugar to it, you can. You can add like, if you want to keep it like a little bit more low GI index, you can put like coconut sugar or something, or what are they called? I don't know, one of those sugar things, right? Like xylitol or stuff like that. I don't really do that stuff. I just add honey. I'll add honey to it, or maple syrup, right? Make it like a Canadian latte kind of thing. And then a variation of this that I'll make is my spicy Aztec mocha. And lately I've also added some mushroom powders to it too, so it actually is super, super yummy and super, super good for you. But I'll save that for a different day. But right now, we just have these delicious vanilla lattes. I like making tornadoes with these. All right, cool. So there's that. And which one's gonna be better to pour in? Probably neither. We're gonna try this. Okay, I'm gonna pick this cup. We're gonna try this, and we're gonna try to not make a mess. All right. From here, because this is just the mixture, and what I like to do is I like to make a little bit of extra froth when I drink it. So I'm just gonna take this. I'm gonna go whoop. That's not too bad. Whoop. Okay. Well, a little bit more. There you go. I make a little bit less of it. So for me, this is actually as much coffee as I need per day, or can tolerate well. Like, this is what I do well with. Like, if I do more than this, then it's like too much for me. Some of you may take twice as much of this. I don't know, whatever you want. But I only need like literally like this much, and then I'm good to go, right? And so again, this has the coffee and the tea mixed in there. And so this will give me that initial jolt in the beginning, and then it will also give me the sustained pick me up, I guess, for the rest of the day, which is pretty darn cool. And what is that? Your mileage may vary thing. Like, everybody's got different tolerance for coffee and different needs for caffeine and that kind of thing. But if you are getting those crashes in the afternoon, and you're drinking coffee and all that stuff, and then you're having a hard time sleeping, it's going to be messing with your hormones and your circadian cycle. So I recommend to try some tea in your coffee and then see how that works for you, all right? And then stop the caffeine consumption basically about 12 hours or so before you go to bed, okay? So I just do a little frothy froth. Get nice and mixed up in here. And the froth actually works better, by the way, if the beverage is colder. It's stabilized a little bit better, but this one's gonna be warm, so you've got, it's not very much froth in this one at all. Like, this one didn't stick at all, but I think it's just because it's too hot. But who cares? I'm drinking it for the taste and for the caffeine and for the deliciousness, the enjoyment of it, and it's nice and creamy. Really good for your gut too, because of all that collagen and all that stuff. So anyway, there's the vanilla latte. Cheers. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, if you want more sugar in here, go for it. But I mean, this is pretty darn tasty. All right, cool. Enjoy.